Hey guys, it's JJ. Welcome back to the Eagles franchise where the Eagles have started this season 6-0 and are trying to reach the postseason once again, trying to defend their Super Bowl title. And we have this chance for Christian Landry, which is basically a breakout, but he's already an X Factor. And for some XP this time. And then we're gonna get this breakout for Justin Douglas. So he's gonna try to get the superstar dev trait, and we need to get him 125, and touchdowns will increase the amount of XP that he gets. And then we have a second breakout here for Justin Douglas. And I don't know how this is gonna work because I've never seen that first breakout. And so if we get the yardage and touchdown goals here, is he gonna get 2 dev upgrades? I'm not sure. So anyways, we have a few people coming back from injury, and we're getting healthier again. We have started the season off with a few injuries, but now we're getting healthy again, and we have had injuries, especially at positions where we have depth, and it's not that bad if somebody gets injured. And so yeah, we are gonna start this game, this episode off with a game against the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, who is still the greatest quarterback in the league. And they also have Clyde Edwards-Helaire, who has developed into a really good running back in this league. And he doesn't have the greatest speed, but he can break tackles and especially evade tackles. They still have Tyreek Hill, did not give him up, with his great speed, acceleration, and catching ratings, also route runnings. And then they got Elijah Moore, signed him a few years ago, and he has developed into a nice slot receiver, not really a downfield threat, contrary to Christian Ratliff, who is also not really a deep route runner, but he has the serious deep speed down the field. And he was the guy I was also considering drafting when I then ended up drafting Matt Upshaw. And then they also have still Travis Kelce, getting up there in age, but still a good tight end. Top 10 tight end in this league. And then for the defense, they have Chris Jones. Oh, I forgot to mention that they have one of the best defensive lines in this series. They really have a solid starter at every one of those 5 positions. And then for the defense, it kind of looks weak, but they have Dylan Bonds, a really athletic linebacker that I like. And then they drafted a superstar dev linebacker a couple years back that is also pretty athletic and has already really good zone coverage. And then at corner, they have L'Jarius Sneed as their best corner with 94 speed and good man coverage, also good press, I'd say. And then they drafted Will Parker. I liked him really much. He has good athleticism, he's a good man cover corner, has good press ability, and is not a complete liability in zone. And then they still have Tyrann Mathieu. And he is not the same athlete he once was, but he's getting up there in age, and he still has his great coverage abilities. So really still a great safety. And for this game, I expect just offense. This is 2 teams with great offensive lines and great quarterbacks that have a great supporting cast around them with running backs and receivers, and in the Chiefs' case, a really good tight end. And for the defenses, both defenses have a few good starters and a few average ones, but it's nothing special really. So we're gonna go ahead and see what this is gonna look like with the Chiefs offense up first. First play of the game, Patrick Mahomes, 4-man rush. He gets it away on time, and that was a miscue on defense as Edwards-Helaire can't rush it into the end zone because he does not have the speed. Taken out of bounds at the 2-yard line, but that's a 73-yard gain. Now from the 2, first and goal, Patrick Mahomes. And this time he's got it. On the swing route, it's Edwards-Helaire, and he's got the touchdown. It's 7-0, and there's not even 20 seconds off the clock. Christian Landry is gonna come out, and he also is having a great season. 5 interceptions in 6 games is a little bit more than you would like to see, but I mean 22 touchdowns is not that bad. 3rd and 6 now for Landry, and he gets it away on the angle route, and Matt Upshaw shoves away one defender, so that's pretty great. 3rd and 10 coming up now, and Landry has a 4-man rush. Wide open over the middle is Mitch Slaughter, and he's got the first down and 15 yards, moving them into Chiefs territory. 3rd and 5 now. And Matt Upshaw catches this one, breaks a tackle, but does not get anywhere. And that is just going to be a 4th down and 4. And they are trying the 58-yard field goal, and it is good. So it's a 7-3 ball game, and the Chiefs are getting the ball back. So Patrick Mahomes has a chance to make this multi-score lead, but not like this, because that's Alex Soto in the backfield, and he takes down the quarterback for an 11-yard loss. They get 8 back on the run on 2nd down, and now it's 3rd and 13, and Mahomes gets it away, and this is Tyreek Hill, and he kind of looked like he was racing away from Coco Washington there, but he somehow got his ankle. 2nd and 5, close to midfield, and there is another defensive miscue, and this is Elijah Moore. Touchdown Chiefs, and it's another deep throw by Mahomes that gets completed. 3rd and 2 now for Christian Landry, and nowhere to go here for Joe Mixon. It's a TFL for Green, and that is going to result in a punt. 3rd and 9, Mahomes, and there is another defensive miscue. What is happening to the secondary, man? Grant Delpit takes him down from behind, but it's another 50-plus yard completion. 1st and 10, and Patrick Mahomes has some time, gets it away to Travis Kelce, fighting up field, and he falls into the end zone, but there is a flag down. And we already see Alex Soto. This is going to be on the Eagles, and it is a touchdown. So this is going to be a 21-3 lead going into the 2nd quarter now. And Justin Douglas finally has a completion. This is 1st down into Chiefs territory now, as Joe Mixon finally gets a rushing lane, and he's up the middle behind the defense, and that's a 40-yard touchdown. And finally, they get the run going. Somehow they were not able to do anything on the ground in that 1st quarter, but finally great rushing lane here, and really happy that Doug Washington didn't stand in the way. Joe Mixon runs it in to cut into this lead, but it's still an 11-point game, and somebody missed their assignment on the outside there. Grant Delpit tries to track down Elijah Moore, but this is an 84-yard touchdown, and the Chiefs are once again up by 18 points. 3rd and 7, Christian Landry, and he throws it up to Mitch Slaughter down the field, and he's catching it. It's a touchdown, 72 yards. And they answer right back. The Philadelphia Eagles are cutting into the lead again, and finally they get a big play on their own. Because the Chiefs have already had 4, I think, 40-plus yard connections. And that is kind of ridiculous. But finally, Mitch Slaughter gets behind the defense and beats out the corner. 2nd and 9 for Patrick Mahomes. 11-point game, 4 minutes away from halftime, and this is a fumble, and they recover it, and this is a broken tackle for an offensive lineman. Are you kidding me? Creed Humphrey breaks a tackle after he recovers the fumble, but James Smith, nice job there. 3rd and 6 for Pat Mahomes. And he gets it away, and it is broken up for Ratliff. Great coverage by J.C. Horn. 4th down, finally, forced a punt on Patrick Mahomes. 2nd and 10, Christian Landry gets it away. Wide open is Justin Douglas, and he is taken down with an 18-yard gain. And Justin Douglas is really far away from his breakout right now, but there may be a chance if he gets a little bit more yardage. But this is Doug Washington at the 9-yard line. That's a nice completion here to move inside the red zone. 7 seconds left on the clock. Christian Landry throws it out of the back of the end zone, and that's 4th and goal. And so they are just getting a field goal out of this one, but they make it a 1-score game at halftime. And finally, the Eagles are getting back in the game here, and they should get the ball after halftime. Let's look at another game around the league, and this is going to be a divisional matchup between the Cowboys and the Giants. Both teams have not started into the season like they wanted to, but the Cowboys are trying to win this game. They're leading at halftime 17-3. And then another game that's pretty interesting to me is a game for Joe Hart, the quarterback of the Steelers, completely dominating the Broncos, but also throwing 2 interceptions in the process. 1st and 10, Christian Landry throws it up to Mitch Slaughter at the sideline, and it is caught. He was mashed up against the linebacker, and that's a 58-yard connection. Slaughter dominating this linebacker, Dylan Bonds. And that was a huge catch. And they come out into the 3rd quarter with an agenda, and Matt Upshaw breaks a tackle into the end zone. Touchdown, Eagles. And it's another rushing score. And now they're 2 points away from tying this game. And Christian Landry has his man. No, he does not. Jamie Boston was not even in the end zone. That was a pretty bad decision to throw that one. And the Chiefs keep their lead by a slim margin of 2 points as Mahomes on the corner route at the sideline. It's caught by Elijah Moore. And Chris Madden kind of lost track of him there for a second and can't close the gap quickly enough. 1st and 10 for Mahomes from his own 45. And this is a sack. Absolutely nowhere to go. And Alonzo McFadden takes him down. And that's his, his first sack in this game. 3rd for the Eagles. Landry gets it away, and this is Justin Douglas, and he is gets a block there by, I think it was Doug Washington, and crosses midfield on his way for a huge 1st down into Chiefs territory. That was really nicely blocked up here. Oh, it was Matt Upshaw who sealed the block there. And then he just had a huge rushing lane down the field and gets the 1st down at the Chiefs' 45. 3rd and 7. There's press coverage on the left side. And Mitch Slaughter hauls it in again. And that is another 1st down against Hughes. 34 yards this time, and Slaughter has already caught 3 deep balls in tight coverage. This dude's a monster. 6'2", 235. He can box out any defender if he wants to. Could even play tight end if he wanted to. Maybe not with his run blocking, but he'd be like size-wise, he'd be a good tight end. Joe Mixon, nowhere to go, and we have an injury on the play. And that is Doug Washington. And he has to exit the game into the locker room. He's not coming back for today. 2nd and goal. And Christian Landry bootleg to the left. It's a touchdown for Justin Douglas. And he's got the score. And that is going to give the lead to the Philadelphia Eagles. Finally leading this game, as Doug Washington has broken ribs and will not be coming back today or probably for a few weeks. 3rd and 7, and wide open is Travis Kelce. Or, I mean, not wide open, but J.C. Horn was far away, or away enough, I'd say. And Creed Humphrey has to leave the game. So they just lost their starting center. So maybe this offensive line has gotten a little bit weaker. And that was a really bad decision. Deacon Chancellor picks it off over the middle. And he's got the first down at the 30-yard line of the Chiefs. Great play by the middle linebacker. Or rather, I'd say Pat Mahomes had a bad day, or a bad decision there. Should not have thrown that one because he was hit during the throw. There was not enough space to step it up in the pocket, and that leaves the ball kind of flat-footed. And for the first down, no, that's actually a touchdown to Justin Douglas, and he's got another one. And the Eagles are now taking a 2-score lead in this game that they twice trailed by 18. Finally taking a double-score lead. In the third quarter, the Chiefs have not been really all that successful. 0 points in the third quarter. And what are you doing, Patrick Mahomes? This is Jalen Gilmore juking out the quarterback. And that is a interception, and the Eagles first down at the Chiefs' 11-yard line. Mr. Mahomes, what were you thinking with that one? Because there was no pressure at all. And he just threw it straight to Jalen Gilmore, the dime corner. And he jukes out Patrick Mahomes in the process. 1st and 10 for Landry from the 11. And he has a clean pocket for now. Gets it away, and that's a touchdown to Mitch Slaughter. And the Eagles are now running away with this game if the Chiefs can't do anything about it. That was a really bad sequence for Patrick Mahomes, and now he's got the ball back. 4-man pressure at the sideline, and that's a strike to Travis Kelce. And Patrick Mahomes is going down. Jonathan Rivera not fooled by the play action at all. And he takes down Patrick Mahomes. Still a 19-point game, 2nd and 13. Mahomes throws it to Elijah Moore. 1 missed tackle, and that's almost a first down. 3rd and inches. Patrick Mahomes has a clean pocket. And a man down the field. This is Tyreek, and he's got the touchdown, 58 yards. And Grant Delpit just did not have the speed to cover. Wow, he was already at, I don't know, 10 yards depth when that play started, and Tyreek overtook him by such a wide margin. That was not even close. So now it's a 12-point game, and Jamie Boston just caught a first down. Now they hand it off to Matt Upshot to the outside. Turns up the field, and then he's taken down after a 20-yard run. Great play by the running back. 2nd and 7. And this is a play action shot for Christian Landry over the middle. And this is Justin Douglas, 20 yards. And that crosses 400 passing yards for Christian Landry, as Douglas is now at 132 receiving yards. 3rd and 11, and Landry is hit during the throwing motion. That is going to result in a field goal and a 15-point game for Patrick Mahomes. And he has a man wide open, and that was the coverage of J.C. Horn. And he just completely whiffed on that one. And that is a 52-yard connection to Elijah Moore. First down at the 30. They convert quickly another first down. And now it's first down at the 18. And that is Elijah Moore around the outside into the end zone. Touchdown, Chiefs. And that was blocked up perfectly for Elijah Moore there on the jet sweep. And now they have a chance to make this one. Actually, they just took the extra point. I'm sorry. And then Justin Douglas has 16 more and a first down at the 35. So it's a 52-42 ball game right now. Christian Landry from the 40, and this is broken up on 3rd down, and nowhere to go with the football but that spot. So they are having to punt the ball back to Patrick Mahomes at the 2-minute warning. Tyreek got behind the defense again, and this is caught JC Horn could not keep up with them. And this is what Tyreek does. First down, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, touchdown Chiefs, and they are erasing that 3-score lead like nothing. And now it's the Chiefs that are having to get the 2-point try for a tight game, and they get it. It's Christian Ratliff over the middle. And now 80 seconds left for Christian Landry to get a field goal out of this one. And this is Nolan Graham at the sideline, 21 yards. Christian Landry, 4-man pressure. It's a clean pocket, and he has a one-on-one matchup in the end zone. And this is a touchdown. It's Justin Douglas just mossing L'Jarius Sneed. And it is a score, and maybe they score too quickly because this is Patrick Mahomes. He can tie right back up. But great throw, one-on-one matchup with a 6'5" receiver. No chance for Sneed there. Getting boxed out there by the receiver. 3rd and 12 for Patrick Mahomes. 50 seconds left, and he has Tyreek Hill, and he is laid out by Grant Delpit, and that's gonna be a 4th down and 3. Game on the line for Patrick Mahomes. 4-man pressure, wide open, Tyreek. And this is 14 more. Mahomes, by the way, is at 6 passing touchdowns. 1st and 10. Patrick Mahomes has lots of time, dumps it off to Edwards-Helaire. Coverage was great. And that is their last timeout. 20 seconds left in the game for Patrick Mahomes. And this is a Hail Mary. And he throws it to the end zone. This is deep in the end zone, and it is broken up. So many people there. 3rd and 6. Two last shots I get. And this is another Hail Mary. This time it's to the right side. And it is almost caught off the rebound. Man, you had a touchdown right there. So last try, 4th down, 000 on the clock, and he did not even throw it to the end zone, and this game is over. A combined 107 points, a combined almost 1,000 passing yards for these two quarterbacks. These defenses looked awful throughout the entire game. There was just one quarter where one defense looked good, and it was the 3rd quarter where the Chiefs did not score a single point. Patrick Mahomes, 659 yards. That is actually more than 1,100 yards passing for those two quarterbacks. Minus the sack yardage, of course, but that is ridiculous. And then on the ground, I mean, the ground game was successful. We just did not throw it we could just throw it so much that it didn't matter that the ground game was also successful. Elijah Moore had 256 and 3 score. Tyreek Hill had 225 in the score. Mitch Slaughter had 209, 2 touchdowns. Justin Douglas had 207 and 3 touchdowns. Even Clyde Edwards-Helaire was over 100 yards. And yeah, then a few receptions across those receiving scores down the line. This game was ridiculous, and it was just such an up and down, and both quarterbacks were playing great. Alonzo McFadden, Jonathan Rivera, James Smith, and Alex Soto. The entire defensive line got a sack, and the Chiefs did not get one single sack. Jalen Gilmore and Deacon Chancellor, I think those 2 picks were kind of the breaking point in this game, because the Chiefs just they gave up too many points in the 3rd quarter. They did not score any of their own, and that got them down by 3 scores, and that was really like the breaking point in this game, I think. They got back in it, and if Travis Kelce caught that one Hail Mary off the rebound there, the 3rd down Hail Mary, they would have tied up the game with 5 seconds left. We would have gone to overtime, and you just know it. The team that gets the ball in overtime is going to score and end this game. Justin Douglas now has Superstar Dev, and he also gets 10,000 XP. And now we're going to see what happens if you have 2 breakouts in 1 week. And keeps superstar. So it's just gonna be one upgrade and a little bit of XP here. But yeah, that was really exciting. 659 passing yards. It's got to be a record. And Christian Landry also had almost 500, and that is 1150 or something like that. That is absolutely ridiculous. We also sadly have an injury to report here, and this is going to be for Doug Washington. Already said something about it in the game. He is going to miss 3 games after this week. And yeah, both quarterbacks obviously player of the weeks in the NFC and AFC with ridiculous stat lines. But Patrick Mahomes was, yeah, he just threw 2 picks too many. Justin Douglas gets an upgrade here. This is a nice one, getting some route running and some catching. And then we're gonna go with the route runner one for his second upgrade that he has left over, because I think he needs some route running here. He's not really all that open all the time. It is kind of hard to force feed him because he's not open all that much, and his route runnings need a lot of work. But yeah, looks great. Christian Landry also got an upgrade out of that one, and this is kind of a nice one. Throw under pressure. Yeah, it actually got 2 upgrades. I'm so sorry. And I think we're gonna go into field general with this one too. And this is also kind of a nice one, getting some play action in there, and again some throw under pressure, which is kind of an area where I think he has to improve. His rating is a 93 plus 2 boost, but in the games I'm playing, he sometimes has misses when he's under pressure. And then we're taking care of another contract, and the fair offer is just ridiculously low. So 16 million per year, I think that is good for a top 10 corner. He's just not like a top 2, top 3 corner in this league, but he's a top 10 corner, and I think 16 million per year is a fair deal. He's still young, and I'm gonna give him the huge offer he deserves. And then we're gonna go into the national focus now, after I've already set the regional focuses to edge rushers here and there. But I'm gonna select edge rusher again also for the national focus, just because if I were to do another year, edge rush is the thing we need the most, because our coverage unit is good enough, but our edge rushing is not great, and we need to improve that one. And yeah, in this class there is a few edge rushers that look really good. Joshua Porter was one of them that I really liked, but he is gonna get picked up in the top 10, and I'm not trading up that far. Taj Springs is also a target that you might want to acquire because he looks really good. But yeah, we have a guard selected for us. Yeah, that is never gonna happen. Even if I did do a season 6, I would never take a guard when I already have 6 offensive linemen, 7 that are good enough to be starters in this league. So yeah, Justin Douglas talking to an empty chair, and he has another breakout chance. That is ridiculous. And touchdowns is gonna give him even more XP. And now we finally get back Mike Middleton from injury, which is really important because our run defense is centered almost 100% around him. Mike Middleton is a run defender. And Doug Washington, he got his injury, broken ribs, and now he's got a hip pointer too. So 2 injuries at once. That looks great. Mitch Slaughter, good upgrade. I like it. Some deep route running. That's something he lacked. And yeah, his route runnings are coming along really nicely. He is in the mid 80s now, and I think before the end of the year we can get them to the high 80s, maybe even into the low 90s. Jamie Boston gets a nice upgrade here too. Some route running in there, some catching. He also really needs a route running upgrade. And for now, he's just a slot receiver right now with the short route running being there. And David Garcia is our backup tight end in case anything happens to Nolan Graham. And that one was kind of an average upgrade, I guess. He is not playing a lot, but if Nolan Graham is ever injured, that's when he is going to play. And then a really weak upgrade for DeAndre Lucas, our backup tackle, that I really like, by the way, because he has no major weakness. I guess that 70 pass block could get up there, but for now I think he's a fine swing tackle. And then Landon Dickerson getting even stronger. That is a nice upgrade here. And he is our 6th offensive lineman. He's gonna play backup center, backup right guard. Looks really good. Demonte Burgess getting an upgrade into zone. And that is a lot of ratings that are going up by 1. I really like that one. And yeah, it might be time to think about maybe putting him in, because JC Horn is getting beaten a little bit too often for my liking. So I may put in Demonte Burgess for JC Horn soon enough. But yeah, and then I had a bug that occurred, and I couldn't play this game. I also couldn't click on the other scenarios, and I almost couldn't upgrade anyone. And so I had to simulate this game, and Christian Landry gets 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and Bobby Harrington had an awful day in the office. Joe Mixon 161 and 2 touchdowns, ridiculous game on the ground, but I guess this Lions offense is good. The defense is not at all, not even close. And so of course I could not force feed Justin Douglas, and he did not get his X Factor breakout. This was not a great game through the air, but it was on the ground, and if you can run the football without having any problems at all, you always should do it, because there is a low risk, high reward if you're having a good day on the ground. And then Mike Middleton comes back, gets a sack, 10 tackles, looks good. Bobby Armstead gets a sack, and then Rivera and Melkel combine on this one. And then Mike Middleton also gets an interception. So he has a nice day at the office, and JC Horn gets an interception. That looks pretty great. And Middleton, for his performance in his comeback game after his injury, gets Player of the Week. That is really nice. And then we have another player to take care of, and the fair offer is just ridiculously low. So I'm gonna offer this huge contract instead. $80 million over 5 years is a good contract for a safety that is never targeted, because he is just so good at covering so much grass. And then after that, I finally could get back into the games and play. I was really afraid that I just lost my franchise with that Lions game, but it was just like a 1 week deal where it was kind of not working. I don't know what happened exactly, but everything's back to normal right now, and we can play the games again. And DeAndre Hopkins is obviously going to be the biggest problem here, but they also have managed to develop Rondale Moore into an elite receiver in this league. Not elite, a great receiver. Elite is something different. But yeah, and then they also drafted Darryl Morton, another one of those speedy 5'9" guys. And he looks also pretty solid, really good deep threat. So they have some serious speed on that offense. And then they also have Jordan Mailata. So this is a revenge game for him. I traded him there because I had the chance to select Sean Keaton, who has surpassed him by a lot right now. He is one of the best tackles in the game, and Mailata is just like average. And then they also have DeMarcus Lawrence, which is kind of interesting because I wanted to get him at one point, and he didn't want to come to Philadelphia. Then they drafted Jake Newell, a interesting edge rusher with some good strength and get off. And then their middle linebacker is Isaiah Simmons, which is also a huge problem because he has 82 zone coverage combined with 93 speed. And then at corner, they managed to turn Byron Murphy into a top 10 corner in the league. So I hope he gets paid like one too. And they drafted Nicholas Foster, who is a really interesting corner that I liked, but he has a dislocated ankle, so he's going to be out for 3 weeks and not playing in this game. So their secondary is really weakened, but they also still have Budda Baker, and he still is a good safety all over the place with nice coverages and also good tackling abilities. And to get into this game, I gotta say the Cardinals offensive line looks pretty awful. Outside of Jordan Mailata, there is nothing really to be excited about. This offensive line is probably the reason why the Cardinals should lose this game, because not that the Eagles' defensive line is great, but the secondary is good. And if you have a secondary, you can get a lot of coverage sacks. And I think that is maybe gonna break the Cardinals' neck in this game. Their defense is also nothing special. They have 1, 2, 3 superstars, and I all showed them. They are all coverage players, but I think there's a chance that you can just run the ball down their throats. But we're gonna start this one off with a 3rd and 17 for Christian Landry. He gets it away, and Devontae Smith has got the first down, 17 yards. Oh, by the way, he is back from injury now, finally. Getting 17 on his first catch. First down. 3rd and 10 over the middle, and this is dropped by Nolan Graham on 3rd down. Man, you had a touchdown! Dude, Nolan Graham has 87 speed. He could have ran away from the secondary man. Maybe he was gonna be caught by Budda Baker, but dude, you cannot drop the ball right there. 1st and 10 for Kyler Murray, and it is intercepted, and it is Chris Madden juking out Kyler Murray. It's a pick 6. And Chris Madden shows off why he got $16 million per year over 4 years on this contract. Shows it off right there. He ran the route for the receiver. Rondale Moore did not stand a chance at all. And that was a pretty ill-advised throw. Great play. And then also juking out the quarterback. Great play. 3rd and 4 now, 7-0. And this is not caught. This is a drop by Rondale Moore. And Devontae Maddox is responsible for that one. So they punted back to the Eagles offense now. And Landry has a man wide open. This is Doug Washington, who is back from injury, was cleared early, so I brought him back, and shows off right there why, because he has speed and he is a great route runner. As Christian Landry takes off, runs it himself, 15 yards on the ground, moving into Cardinals territory for the first time today. Christian Landry, pressure coming in, and this is Mitch Slaughter, and he turns it upfield, falling ahead, and that's 25 yards and a first down for Mitch Slaughter. 1st and goal from the 9, and they hand it off to Matt Upshaw, and he fights into the end zone. Touchdown Eagles, and now it is a 14-0 game. And the Cardinals are going to have to play catch-up for a while now. In their own stadium, by the way. Zone blitz coming in, and Kyler Murray scrambles, gets it away, and this guy is a little bit too fast to be pursued by an edge rusher, Rondale Moore. And this is Kyler Murray's 2nd completion of the day. 2nd and 6, and this is another one, and that is caught for a first down and some more. That's, I think, 17 yards. 3rd and 4, Kyler Murray. It's a QB draw, and they almost got it, but it's 4th and inches. Clay Riley somehow wrestled him down, and they just take the points rather than going for it on fourth down. As Matt Upshaw turns the corner, gets 14 yards on the ground, basically untouched until he is shoved out of bounds. First down and 10, Christian Landry, and this is caught by Nolan Graham. Catches this one in tight coverage, but drops the wide open touchdown. Man, you're kidding me. First down and 10, motion for Mitch Slaughter, and they have a bunch formation on the right, and nobody open after that, and Christian Landry goes down for a sack. Second and 18. Play action shot for Landry. Gets it away, and this is a catch. No, it is not. Wide open was Devontae Smith, and he drops the football. And this is a 60-yard field goal try from midfield, and it is no good. So the Cardinals take over with great field position. I think he was like a yard shy on that one. But, yeah. Rondale Moore with a great catch and run there, getting the first down in the process. Third and 4, trips to the left. It's another QB draw on 3rd and 4 again, and it is again 4th and inches. Are you kidding me? You can't take a field goal. Yeah, they're going for it finally. And this is a 4-man rush, and Kyler Murray is almost sacked. Got it away, but that was even more dangerous, I think, as Jonathan Rivera was closing in on him. And blitz is not picked up, and this is a forced fumble, and the Cardinals are getting into the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals. Wow. The zone blitz there from the linebackers, man. You got to be prepared. And Christian Landry just did not see it happening at all. So, yeah. That did not end well. 4-point game now, and there's another blitz coming in, but he gets it away, and Mitch Slaughter is wide open on the post, and that is 27 yards, and when I say wide open, I want to say he had half a step, and it is enough, because this guy's 6'2 and 235 and can box out anybody with that size. Second and 10, Landry scrambling to the outside and just taking off himself, getting the first down in the process, 12 yards. We're 24 seconds away from halftime, as I really did not realize in that game. Christian Landry gets it away, and he's got the touchdown on a crossing route there to the pylon, and he has a 2-score lead now, and the Eagles are up by 11 at halftime. Of course, if you enjoy this video, I would appreciate it if you give it a thumbs up, subscribe, ring the bell for notifications. And we're moving on to halftime, where we are going to look at the Dallas Cowboys once again. And they managed to win that game back when I showed a couple of weeks ago. And they also managed to win another one. And they just straight up beat the Detroit Lions down. That was, yeah, really embarrassing for the Lions. And in another divisional matchup, the Giants win this time against Washington, and it is a huge victory, and both teams are trying to get back into this division race. But if the Eagles are doing this on a consistent basis, I don't think there is much left for these two teams to do in this divisional race, because the Eagles are still unbeaten, and it may not look like they are going to lose at all this season, because they're just dominating every week. And second and 19, Devontae Smith gets most of the yardage back, makes this a 3rd and 5, and they convert it. But a couple plays later are stuck at a 3rd and 6, and they convert this one too on an out route to Devontae Smith. And that one was a really nice over-the-shoulder ball. And Matt Upshaw at the goal line, they take it in, and this is a 28-10 lead over the Cardinals. And it almost feels like this game is over. We're at the end of the 3rd quarter, and Kyler Murray has not shown at all that he is capable of beating this defense. And it does not look like they are going to do it this time either, because this is a 4th down and 5. Kyler Murray, pressure coming in. It's picked up, and he is off the mark for DeAndre Hopkins. So there goes another opportunity, and the Eagles are taking over in great field position as Matt Upshaw, he juked out the safety but got caught from behind, and that is a 1st down still at the 20 at the edge of the red zone. Christian Landry does not get it away in time. He is sacked this time by Von Wimbley, a young edge rusher they picked up. 3rd and 19. And Christian Landry has got his man. It's Nolan Graham, and he's got the 1st down, 26 yards. This time, he has his catch. He did not in the 1st quarter when he had a chance to get the touchdown, but he does this time in tight coverage. 2nd and goal, and Joe Mixon into the end zone. That's a score for the Eagles, and now this game really feels over. 25-point lead. I think you can say that with some confidence, because this offensive line is just looking awful. But there is somebody down the field, and this is DeAndre Hopkins, and this is a 80-yard touchdown to his main man here in DeAndre Hopkins. And this is sadly going to come back because of a hold against the right tackle. This offensive line is just so awful. And that was, by the way, a chance to maybe make it a little bit closer. But now the Eagles can just run out this clock, use up so much time that the Cardinals never see the field again. But they don't, because Christian Landry just got sacked for an 11-yard loss. And the Cardinals get the ball back with still a 25-point deficit. Now they're converting here to Daryl Morton. And a 1st down. But Kyler Murray is 10 of 20. So this is not a great game for him. And he has an awful offensive line. They could not run it all night. And that's another 1st down. But does it really matter? They're using up a lot of clock right now. Kyler Murray throws it on the hitch to DeAndre Hopkins, and he's got the 1st down. But that's another 20 seconds off the clock. 2nd and 10 from the midfield logo is Kyler Murray, and this is wide open because apparently they didn't know which one of them was responsible for covering him. 2nd and 5. Kyler Murray runs it outside the pocket, and he's just, he's going to throw it. I thought he was going to take off, but Daryl Morton is coming back for him, and he's wide open because the Eagles' defensive line did not get the pressure on this time. But there is some pressure, and that's a sack. And that is Chris Madden on the cornerback blitz. 3rd and goal from the 16, and Kyler Murray is retreating even further, and he somehow got it away to his main man, and that's a touchdown for the Cardinals. That was a highlight reel play to Kenneth Gainwell, who was an Eagles running back, who has not done anything in this entire game, and now for some reason he's wide open there in the back of the end, or at the front pylon, I want to say, and gets the touchdown. So kind of a revenge thing, but yeah, we can run out the clock in no time at all, and this game ends with an 18-point deficit. Kyler Murray had no chance in this entire game, but now he wants to pose with the 2 best defensive linemen of the Eagles that are responsible for this victory again. As Kyler Murray managed to pad his stats at the end there, but did not have a great day. Christian Landry also, it was kind of quiet. He was not all that efficient either. Only 53% completion percentage, but I can show you who was efficient. And it was these 2 guys, Matt Upshaw and Joe Mixon. Ran it 30 times for 100 and 41 yards. So yeah, and Christian Landry had 31 too. So that's more than 150 on the ground, and through the air it was kind of average. Mitch Slaughter 67, Devontae Smith 62. Touchdown went to Nolan Graham. and we were able to limit the damage that the Cardinals could do. And you can't forget that we had a pick 6 in this game, so in reality we only had 28 points scored by the offense, and we did take a lot of sacks. That was pretty embarrassing, I gotta say. That's, I think, 5 or 6 sacks, and we only got 1 sack, and it was a cornerback blitz by the same guy that also had the pick 6. So yeah, and this game was not close at all. I didn't expect it to be, because the Cardinals don't have the trenches to compete with a team like the Eagles. And we get an upgrade here by Travis Maynard. But I'm trying to get up that pass block rating, and it just does not want to go up. It just straight up does not want to go up. Nolan Graham, a lot of ratings upgraded for him. And I was pretty disappointed when he did not catch that one ball on the post. I mean, it's 87 speed. It's not super fast to run away from every DB, but it's faster than most tight ends. I think he had a chance to run away with it. And now we're at the end of this kind of sort of smaller episode, because I had to sim one game. But the Eagles are 9-0, and nobody's even close. The Packers are 7-1. They are the only team kind of keeping up. But 9-0 with, yeah, almost half of the season still to go. I think we're in good shape. And we basically already have won our division, because this division this year is not great. The Cowboys are not in shape, and the Giants need to step it up too. But that's gonna do it for this episode. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe for more Eagles franchise. See you in the next episode. Until then, spread some love.